Oh my God!
My name is Jordan Kelsey. I'm the president of Youth for on campus. So excited to have you guys here. Thanks for coming. Huge crowd. We'll get back to you soon. But first, I'd like to thank the university for hosting this event. I'd also like to thank Ani and Youth for Paul staff. Helping me plan this event. That feels a lot of red tape, so them helping me out is just terrific. I hate dealing with red tape. I'm so grateful for what they did. I'd like to thank my Youth for Ron Paul group. You guys, so amazing. I couldn't have done this without you guys. You're so terrific. Just thank you so much. And finally, I'd like to thank Dr. Ron Paul for You've inspired so many of us, so many people my age to get active, become politically aware, and even read books on the Federal Reserve. And you've inspired an enthusiasm that no other candidate could even dream of that you just heard. You've done this with your consistency, your willingness to stand on principle, even when it's unpopular, and most importantly, with your message of individual liberty. That is why I'm so honored to welcome you to the University of Wisconsin. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Paul. I really appreciate this. Thank you. Jordan said if I came over, he had a few friends. He'd get them all out there. There you go. It's great to see so much enthusiasm for the cause of liberty. We certainly need it. We need it in Washington is where we really need it. But there's a lot of things going on in this country, and there's a lot of good things going on. Coming out like this, a young crowd like this, enthusiastic about an issue which is so important, which has been forgotten for many decades, that's a good reason to cheer, and I applaud you for your interest in this very You know, I get asked a lot of times by the media exactly why are the young people interested in what I've been talking about. I said, well, there's a couple reasons. One is they're getting a bad deal. You're inheriting a mess, and you have a big debt to deal with. You have perpetual wars that never seem to end. But for various reasons, the Federal Reserve is an issue, personal liberty is an issue, the ongoing wars, and also this deficit, and it's a lot of problems. And I think it came together about 4 or 5 years ago when it was recognized with the financial crisis how serious this was. But also, we're winning these arguments. We're winning these arguments certainly on the Federal Reserve. Just think, you know, it's been around for 100 years, and this is the first time we've had a serious debate about whether it even should exist. And last year, we actually, got a Federal Reserve audit passed in the House. We got a partial audit passed. And this is a reflection of people like you who have gotten to your congressmen and the congresswomen and say, hey, look, why don't you support this? So the majority is switching and changing. But even on the war issue, this is one where we're winning too. It's been neglected for so long, but now 69% of the American people say enough is enough, get out of Afghanistan. Why are we having trouble paying our bills? Why are we having trouble, with taking care of people's medical problems and our educational system? In the last 10 years, we have increased our national debt by $4 trillion for fighting wars that are undeclared. And it wouldn't be too difficult to figure out the solution to this. What if we just have a daydream for a minute? What if we had all these people in Washington who actually read the Constitution and in those circumstances, we wouldn't have had a war since World War II. Nations would probably have a lot more friends, too. Unfortunately, the foreign policy you're inheriting, and I hope we do see these changes, is one where our country goes and we have this belief that we have this responsibility to be the policeman on the world. And we go to the various dictators and we say, if you'll be our pet dictator, we're going to give you billions of dollars. But if you don't, we're going to give you a lot of bombs on your country and we're going to kill your people. What a choice. What about a choice of talking to people, being friends with people, and trade with people? This whole thing about it's been going on for 100 years. It actually started with Woodrow Wilson. That we had this obligation to spread our excellence around the world because we're supposed to be an exceptional nation. In many ways we are. But how do you prove that you're an exceptional nation by bombing people when they haven't even attacked us? That's not fair. But our qualities that we have and that we're losing and we need to restore, I mean, if we truly protected civil liberties, if we truly had a sound monetary system, and we knew how to provide the conditions for a free market economy and sound money and a foreign policy of friendship and trade, I mean, if we'd set an example, wouldn't this be a better way to spread our message through others who would want to emulate what we're doing if we set a good standard for the rest of the world? I often think about what happened in the 1960s because that was when I had finished medical school and I was drafted during the Cuban crisis. And not only was there the Cuban crisis, there was also the Vietnam War going on. Well, the French were there for 10 years. We went there 10 years. We lost 60,000 personnel. We spent a lot of money, which ushered in a decade of the 70s of a very bad economic climate. But finally, when we leave, what happened? Was there a domino effect and the whole world became communist? No, communist was a failed system. It fell apart. Right now, the Chinese have become our banker, and now the Vietnamese, we visit there, we trade there, we invest over there, and they come over here. Just think, in the time after the war was over, what was achieved in peace that was never achieved in 20 years of a war. There's no way you can expect war to solve the problem. There's another thing that you'll read about, and sometimes you're taught these things, but it's an absolute fallacy that wars end depressions.